really thought for us, that was a game that had everything. We had a lead, we let it slip away, we got close, we made some plays, we made some pitches, we left some guys on base early, and sometimes that can come back to haunt you, especially against a quality team like this. We have a freshman who's gone in for defense in right field, Kaiser Weiss, and comes up, and isn't that always the way it is? I mean, you put somebody in like that for defense, and he comes up at a huge moment during the course of the game. Gets down 0-2 and takes a great at-bat, just grinds, wins a couple pitches, gets back into the count. And I told our guys that's kind of how our season's gone. We started off the year 0-2, and we fought our way back to put ourselves in a position that that a lot of teams want to be in. So I'm really proud of our guys.
All right, open up for questions.
Nick, what settled Lucas down after the first couple of innings? It seemed like he was pretty good in the middle innings.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great atmosphere out here, and so I think he might have had some nerves going. So, but once he settled down, I mean, he had 3 zeros in a row. So that was big, and we scored a couple times during those innings. It's kind of making it a new ball game. So that was really good.
Also, the way that Eastman pitches, he talks about pitching to contact and letting people get themselves out. And it seems like you guys all took advantage of that and took what he gave you. Mm-hmm. What types of things did you go into the game thinking about your approach to him?
I mean, he's a good arm, really good control, so we know he's going to be in the zone. It wasn't that he was going to be sporadic, so we just tried to be aggressive and get the next guy up, take good at bats, and take the quality of bats, not just give ourselves up right away. So yeah.
Coach, what did you think of the hitting display that your team put on? It looked like they weren't trying to kill the ball; they weren't trying to hit home runs.
Right. We had talked about their guy and his ability to pitch backwards, and we mentioned he's not the kind of guy that's going to challenge you in fastball counts. It's going to be a backwards deal, so he can't be up there trying to lift and separate and drive balls out of the ballpark. You got to use the backside of the field. We've got to see the ball up in the zone, and we struggled with that early. But I think our guys are 19 to 22-year-old kids, just like everybody else. And sometimes you tell them these things, and they've got to see it one time to believe it. The first time through, I think we struggled with that, and then they saw, hey, this guy's going to spin it. Got to stay behind the ball, and he made some adjustments and did a great job.
Coach, one other thing. So I noticed Demir's pitched the last inning. So am I to assume that he will not start tomorrow?
You can assume whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to talk about that. We need to talk to Joe and kind of see how he feels, and we'll make a decision later in the day.
Okay.
How often does he save a game and then start?
I think that's the third time he's done that. And each time, to be fair to you, we pushed him back to Sunday.
Why did you decide to go to him at that point?
I thought Alex was a little tired. We've used him a lot, and we all know the percentages of this thing. When you win game one, the likelihood of winning it, and if the worst thing that happens is Joe is matched up with their guy on Sunday, I'm okay with that. But we needed to win. And my thing was, it would have been such a wind out of our sails kind of thing if they came back and clipped us, that I think it would have made tomorrow really difficult. So I felt like we need to take advantage and just shove them out there.
A lot of coaches talk about they want to pitch their quote-unquote ace in game 2, and some coaches don't. So what's your philosophy on that?
I've always thought that game 2 was the most important game of the weekend. I feel like if you lose game 1, you have to win game 2, so it's nice to have your guy going. And if you win game 1 and you have your guy going, you have a chance to win the series right there. So we've always kind of bought into that, and Lucas has done a great job for us all year. It's a tough situation to be in, because he kind of knows why we're doing what we're doing, but I give him credit. He battled and kept us in the game and did his thing.
Nick, that when you escaped that jam early, how much of a lift did that give you guys? Because you could have gotten a big deficit early.
Oh yeah, I mean that's big. I think it was the first inning, it was bases loaded, and only to come away with only giving up 1 run. I mean that's huge going with the momentum going in the next inning. And I mean we've gotten down early a few times in recent weeks, but we don't let that phase us, and we just keep trying to roll.
Any more questions?
Hey Jay, what about you had some big hits too, and you were aggressive early in counts. Was that part of the game plan against him?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a really good pitcher, and I mean, like Coach was saying, when he gets ahead, he is in the driver's seat. So I mean, early in the count, you gotta make sure you can capitalize on pitches that he leaves up in the zone and put a good swing on a couple. And did that.
Alex, there were a couple of instances in the late innings. They had the bases loaded with 2 out, I believe, in the 7th or the 8th, and they had the potential tying run to plate the inning before that. What was your approach in those situations?
Just doing what I've done all year long. I just pound the zone with my fastball. I'm working the 2-seam and my 4-seam, and that works for the first 3 or 4 outs for me, and then kind of got away from me later in that 8th inning. That's why Coach talked about bringing Joe in, and obviously saw I was a little bit tired, and I love that situation for Joe. He got us out of it, so it was huge.
Nick, being from here, you're familiar with the brand of baseball that Cal State Fullerton plays. How much did you kind of tell the other guys about that, and how much did you follow them, growing up here?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, they're a big time school for baseball out here, and I think everyone knows about them. I think it's not just the SoCal guys, but I mean, we knew they were going to be scrappy and never going to quit, and they always had their foot on the gas, ready to go, trying to be aggressive. So we just had to take a step back, relax, and breathe, especially after those first couple innings.